Hello, welcome to another video. It's been a while, but I thought I would get back into maybe some Spider-Man. For those of you that are new, this is not a game I've been working on. Yeah, cool. But I've been working on getting information out of this game in particular. So this game was written. I think it was quite old, but it's got a few different elements to it. But anyhow, I'm not too interested in the actual gameplay. There's other things that are there, but what I have done is uh, was it do something like this? I've written like a fair amount of C code on pretty much a tool to kind of disassemble the room structure. So we have like a bunch of rooms. Might bump the old font up a little. So we've got a bunch of rooms, and maybe I'll and we can potentially this looks like we go into there, and that can be our editor slide. Or something like that. But yeah, we can also kind of display, which will, ironically, I do want a smaller font there. It will kind of show each of the rooms. Sorry for the compression. You can also, this font, this thing is not working quite. I wanted. It's because I turned on that setting. So I think that is not there. That's what I want. So I think I want to not have that. But maybe I need to specifically say it is off and then do it. And then we can reload it. Maybe take that off. And so I think, yeah, so that has just kind of removed that mode. But I've also got this star. What did I change with that? That was, I think, yeah, that's all right. I think that was. No, it was like if we edit, I don't know, I'm kind of going a bit off a mark modified lines. It was that, and the mode is, I don't know, the mode is kind of interesting. So if we reload that things, yeah, so I can, for instance, go into between Emacs and via mode. But I think that that's a topic for a different video. So I need to maybe have that off, and we can reload that one. Um, Golly, this is just so I think I need to explicitly set it to off, just the way my uh, thing do it. That didn't really do it. I wonder if I can just go like this and source add personal and Spidey editor. And yeah, it's got it all turned off now. Cool. So where was I? We got this game, and we've got this tool. And the tool can display different levels, and it will show like all the switches and all the objects. It's got some stuff that I don't know, and it's got some to-do notes, and it's also got like all the switches, but it's kind of verbose about what the switches do because some of the understanding hasn't fully been codified. I mainly just play about with things and make changes. It's also got a editor, which is a bit nicer to kind of deal with. You can kind of move about uh, dynamically, and you can pop up the old help. And so one thing I kind of want to do is we can edit a hex nibble in the mode we're currently in. I wonder if I took away the modes completely. So if we like maybe go into there and we can have a look at what editor does. Um, uh, Tile edit. I think I took away the notion of um so if we do that, yeah, so I took away the notion of like what's the word I want? State. Kind of, I think I had a state machine kind of early on in the piece because there were two different modes, which I think I just have removed completely, because now we just have the file edit mode, which will edit the tiles when we do various things, which is all this code down at the end. I didn't want to do that. Is it all right? Oh, right, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so the process input, what do we do? No, we do have the tile. So the tile edit might just be it's a boolean, so we could update this to be uh, different. So how do we get out of tile edit? It was like Control T, toggle tile edit. Yeah, so this was the mode that it started off in. So we do have somewhat of this, but it's not really a true state machine. It's something. It's just a bunch of booleans. Whereas what I think I need to do is almost have like switching between which state you're in, and yeah, we can see that. And it might be confusing because I'm using the word state, and there's a state underneath. Uh, Gosh, can you do like, yeah. Um, but yeah, that's not quite what I meant. What I meant is more something like you have like a enum of a bunch of things. So you might have tile edit, and that can be the default mode. You can have I don't know, like read only. You're not in a like writing mode. It could be, I don't know. I could make it somewhat like a Vim style. So I'm currently in normal mode, and then I go into insert mode, and it's a different mode, and you can do different things. So I can just delete the whole word in there. Whereas in insert mode, I'd have to go across and do that. Or if I remembered I have a delete key, I can do that. But I don't know, you can just do that. And then I can be like, I just want to do the same thing. And I can just push one key and it does that. Or I could be like, actually, no, all of these things need to be called a different thing. Maybe I'll do that. A lot of different things you can do. How does it relate to my editor over yonders? Well, there's these things, switches, um, and I think it would be cool if you could edit them somehow, or like potentially show information about them. And we can scrap the idea of uh, that just at the moment, the state machine, but it probably will come up. Um, I'm mainly having a browse at this point in time, but I do have somewhat of an idea. I think it's getting a little chilly actually. Might just turn on the old heater from it's there, but I can turn it on from the house if I want to, because I'm not actually in the house. I'm in like a little sleep out. Do that, make sure it turns off. Perfect. Need to find a way to script that. Hmm. So, what do I want to do? Maybe if we find the redraw, we can find the debug object. We don't really say what we are, but I guess if we are over an object, well, I'm more interested in the switches. Cause, well, I suppose this object, it would be useful to kind of show what it is. Um, so yeah, maybe we'll do that. So we need to work out like where we are, like what we're under, and I think I want to. Why I can't go that far. I think I. Oh no, we're allowed. We're allowed. I feel like I should be allowed one more. We can check up on the width. And I mean, one way to find that is so we required, and it happens there. And so if x and we have offset x, and that doesn't change with any of these. So this is, I think, I want this to be less than, right? Or like, what's the min with? No. Take, what? No. Uh, min width. Take me to that. So it's the twice of the width of the tiles, which makes sense because we're printing them twice. So I guess this is meant to be that. And it makes me wonder whether I mean that looks perfect. Um so why is this different? So that was the height of the tiles, which makes sense. We're doing that. But I guess we um showing the header. Now, where do we show the name? The room name is here, so we do that. And we this should probably be a function. Some of this redraw could probably get broken out. Whether that's now, I don't know. So that is printf data. So this is just always happening. So what I think is I want this to actually be +1 because we always print it. And you'll see it updated for me on the uh, cool. maybe I'll have like a little time there. It's too tiny. I mean, it doesn't really need to be there anymore. Cool. So if we go back to we're just at debug objects. So if we're over an object, so in this function we already have like a thing under. Mm, I'm just wondering, how's the best way to kind of see whether something is under something? Because I think we do it a few times. That's his name. So here we are going through all of the tiles, but then we see if it's like the same as us somewhere. Did we not? So that's all switches, but yeah, oh no, the X is from that and the right. So if we're just down to that, we do that. Because it changes color when we go over it. But yeah, down here when we debug objects, we kind of go through all the objects, and then here if we're doing tile edit, we're going through all the objects and doing something based on whether we are in it, I guess. Which we could kind of pull out a little, and then we also go through all the switches. Mm. Um, and I think this is potentially something I could go through with because I guess at oh gosh, this point where I was going to write what things at this point I want to know if I'm under an object or a switch, and I guess I only really do that the once. So, um, uh, if we go back up here, we are doing this if we're tile edit. So only really if we're in tile edit mode. What do we do? What? Otherwise, what do we do? We just print wherever Spidey is. I just need to remind myself. So Spidey does kind of override those. But if you're in tile edit mode, it will you do a thing based on what you're over. So I guess if you're in Spidey mode, I don't know, we can just do something else. But if we debug object, um, maybe put a mark there because I keep on losing it. So here we can debug or give me everything. So here we can do a check. So state I'll edit. We're gonna do a thing. Otherwise, this can just be unempty. So this can be well, maybe it's a work in progress. And then that should change it over there. Perfect. So we're in the right place. So when we do this tile edit last, we get like a thing. That's that, but that's like, oh yeah, that's just showing the thing in the corner. This is the one I kind of want to know about. So I think I want to have a struct room object object and and we should probably set it to null because let's see, and we can probably have a switch underneath underneath. So in here, if we get a thing that is on it, we can object underneath equals object, and I think this is all right. And we do that. Otherwise, we go through and do things like this. And if we find a switch, we can probably replace object with switch. Yeah, we call it switch. And do that. Except I don't really want it there. But now that I've got it, I can maybe be a bit more pragmatic and find that. And sorry, that's just breaking a little. So that will set our switch underneath. So now we have a notion of what thing we're over top of. So down here in the going not that far. I'm scrolling all over. Yeah, like this should probably be just another function, to be honest. Draw help. Um, but anyhow, I started off this way. So I'll just finish that way. Cool. So what do we want to do? We want to print if we're over a current object or not. So I guess if we object underneath is not null, then we can do something. Otherwise, I mean, if there's no object underneath, what do we debug for objects? We could potentially no objects to actually maybe we'll have a little help thing saying you can push O. What do we have for the likes of keys that we can do? We could do O. To control O is to toggle the objects on and off. So we could have O to be open a new object. I kind of like that. And objects are actually the easiest to implement. So maybe I can just do that all as one. Just scope creep a little. So if we do that, oh, pardon me. But yeah, we'll get back to that. Yeah, so we don't need this message. So now if we kind of scroll about, we'll either get blank because we haven't put anything there, or we'll get no object here. Do we want to make one? And I think there could be a point where you have both an object and a switch. It is possible. And I think because of that, the switch doesn't actually get checked everywhere. because it only happens if there isn't an object. So I think what I want to do is actually go through and get this and do the print, because they are all the same, aren't they? So we can just kind of save this eye. What is the eye? This is the eye. And like we would be breaking out of this every time. And it is just always 4 and 31. So this is not that. So we would have to have a different thing. But yeah, so what I want to do is maybe do that sort of thing. And if switch underneath not equal to no, well, actually, no, we've just got the ch we can do, which I feel. Ah, right, because that's like an inner loop. So if we have a ch, we want to do a printf 033 4, and I just want to do this really. So I want to do that, but I only really want to do that if this case isn't the thing. So I think here I want to have oh, so that's switch and that's so what was that's a chunk, right? Oh, we don't even have a thing for that, but yeah, so if we get a chunk we do this. And this was all if not object, and we get switch, we want to do this, and probably need to set the no, so we will have the I, because we'll just bail out once we figure stuff out, but that means we will never get this C, CC tasting like these. So I think I want to keep all of that, and also bring that out. And so if we get the object and switch, and if we get object and not switch and shift, then this point here we will have a legit eye, so we can probably just take that, and then here we are like not in. So this does need to be back in. I kind of need to do a second loop, just of all these things again, which I don't know. So we can do that. Otherwise, we can do all that and then close that off again. And then yeah, so is this compiling? This is compiling and nothing really happened. So that's kind of a good sign, I think. But we also like setting, so I think I need to, this needs to be chunk underneath. And does a switch chunk have a parent? Does it have a kind of parent saying what switch is part of it? It doesn't. So we kind of also need to have like a chunk switch underneath can be that, and we'll also do a chunk. And down here we'll do the same because we don't want to override what switch we're under, because we could have a notion where we have an object and then behind that is a switch and then behind that is like one of these chunks of that switch. So may as well kind of note that down. So that means that pardon me, we need to kind of do this, and this is going to be a chunk object, or no, it's going to be a switch chunk. Is that what we were doing? It was a switch chunk. Need to make sure. So now, because we are doing some printing, we actually want to like not have that. And I think before saving, it would have interfered with this. I mean, I'll just kind of print it twice, I think. But if I save that, then it still works. And we can probably test it by like, I don't know, doing something like, yeah, so that had like a drag. Oh no, that was me doing a thing. Yeah, you can. So like, I don't know, is this actually kind of picking it up? We take me back to where I was. Right, so we don't have object underneath. This was chunk underneath, and this was chunk switch underneath. Right, so now it compiles and now it does that thing. So here, like maybe if I did that, yeah, so now it turns red. Cool, so that's working, and we don't have any prints. We do have a print. Yeah, so we don't actually want that, and so that would probably show up if I go here. I don't know, it seems to kind of work. I guess it's just kind of gonna print it twice, but if I do that, then we do that. So I lost a thing. Are these the same? Oh, they're not the same. Right, we'll get that and get that, and it's the same iron, it's just whether it's a sprite or not. So down here, if obj, we want to do that, and I think we want to do that before we kind of clobber over I, because we're just using the same I everywhere. So that seems to have normal color, and we can test that. That's kind of the code part that was looking at. That didn't seem to make a difference. But if we get rid of both them, yes. So it's kind of overriding it, and we want to switch on what was it? Object type. Maybe this thing kind of help me. So yeah, it is type. And if it is a block, we want to just do the one. And I think because there's only two types, if I'll just do like an if else. We needed the much more because we were also testing the Y in that, because if it was a block and not in there, I suppose then like it wouldn't kind of hit the X and the Y, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's good to be that. Cool. So that uh, we need to say object underneath. And here I should probably do an insert there object under that equal to null. It's just what it is. So now if we do that, and yeah, the color has come back. And so perhaps I'll just stick with the one. So if we get rid of that, color goes away. If I go over here, this is showing up. If I delete that, then the color goes away. Perfect. So after all of that, I can now come back down to there. So down here, I know what object is underneath me. And so at this point here, it should we should just print out whatever it is. So I guess if objects underneath type equal to block, we can just say maybe the width and height of it. Maybe the XY. I don't know. Like we've got a bit of space in the minimum width. Just check what that was. Hey, that is all good. People just making jokes, making jokes. Cool. So if we have a block, we could probably just print out information about said block. And so there is information that we could get. What I might do is figure out, so I just want to know, where is it? Are we sure? Yeah, we define it. Yeah, weird. With them being weird sometimes. Right. So when we have this, we this is the old room object. So if it is a block, then we can get out the X and the Y. So I guess here we could def something like block. Oh, now I'm thinking there could be a situation, and I can even orchestrate it. We can get this to D2, and bring him down there. And at this point here, what object are we over top of? It's just whatever's indexes closer. I don't know. Perhaps I could have like a, and we can see it's actually favored the uh helicopter because it is index 1, because it has turned red instead of green. It would have a green background if we might be tricky. No, how do we want to do this? Wrong key. Actually, can we? I thought we like implemented a shift shrink. Um, so yeah, we can see that it's now kind of green, but if we kind of bring that down, it changes. So it's kind of favoring that, and we can probably see this once we finish writing this message. So it's going to be like uh, we're gonna printf that, and like we have a like if hex is on, so if state actually no, we can actually just do something like, can we do this? I think we well, we did our last tour. Yeah, so we do a printf data like that. So we can do printf data, and this is going to be an object underneath, and we can do x printf that, and um, maybe do something like that, and we can do that, and have a little check. It's just making noises. Right, so after we printf that, we can potentially do a oh no, give me that back, and yeah, do that, and try to get the muscle memory in there sometimes. And maybe we can do like a with height equals whatever this is, and so this is we can take out the block out of the union, and then take the width out of that, and if we find that, let's do that, and that's potentially all we need for a block. So as we can see, it's found that block. It has printed it for us. Cool. And it's in hex mode, and if we turn off hex mode, it will turn off. And like, I wonder if there's a way I could display that it is in hex mode to a user. Because I mean, it's all 2 digits, but what happens when you have things that are 2 digits and just binary and decimal? So what I think is when we do name, so when we do this, we could potentially, no, we do like a XY, don't we? So maybe we can just search for, yeah, we have this. And so if what do we have? Hex. Um, and is that the thing that I want? Yeah, it is. State debug hex is that what I want? And yeah. So if that is the case, then we can in just straight after this. So we're going to x1 and I've made it 0, 0 coordinates. So the x I want is going to be 5 all the time at this point. So we could probably just make that 6 and we could print it. X. And then also we're in hex mode. I mean, it could be useful if we display that we're in decimal if we are. You know, I reckon we could do something like this. We can do and if we like yeah, that and do that, and I think we don't actually need that. And otherwise we can put this quality of life. Cool. So, what do I want to say after this old? I think I want hex. Um, do I want to color that in somehow? Nah. All right. So when we're on I want that one. When I am on just a different object, so debug this thing. So if we have a thing, we probably want to say what it is. So we could probably first off say it's a sprite, and we can say x y equals and potentially just the exact same. Same automation. Sorry, I'm just did a little thing. And so at this point here, we can probably say what it is. And I guess we could probably do a switch on the object. Object underneath, and we're getting the sprite out this time, and we'll get the type. And there's a bunch of types. So we'll get all of these, and so it has a interesting thing. So we can maybe get all of these and get that and do that and do that and do something like that. Oh, I don't really want the comment actually, so we'll get rid of that. So this will cover all of them. So What do we want to print out in each of the cases? So shark is a little interesting because it really depends on what damage you have. So I think we can say if object underneath um, I think I want to go back to this and no, I want to go to this, and what do we have? We have a room object, and in here I want to see, yes, I can just get the sprite damage, and just take this one. More just things that just are, yes, cool. So if this so we can probably do a switch on this, I guess. And so if case is for we can do Mary Jane. And I think this whole thing, just that part actually, I probably want to just do here and maybe do the XY stuff afterward. No, XY would be consistent, but we show XY up in the corners, so I think I kind of want to do that. So here we could do uh, uh, I just realized we don't actually put brackets around the other thing. I don't know. Do something like that, and so if we have that, we'll do that, and I think this just needs to have a little space because we'll probably do that is the case. Right, so if that's the case, we've got it. If we've had three, we can print here Mysterio. Um, and we can also break. If we got something else, I feel like I want to say if we had one or two, that's going to be these two cases, and if we got that, then that's unreachable. I think we've got an unreachable. Do we need a string? No, we do not. We just say it's unreachable. Because there's a lot of integers that can fit in a human 8, 256 of them. But yeah, if this is the case, then we can printf sharp and then do it very old-fashioned way. And so that is the case for that, and we can break out of that. And then the rest of these, I can probably do something like we'll make a little other thing and we'll yank that and then we'll go there and printf do something like that, and we can now it's just 6 and then do that. But I think I want to just make it a bit um, that can stay the same. and then it should show me what I'm under, except I'm not compiling it, I think. So that is if we are there. We can probably say something like dng equals and maybe print out the sprite damage, something like that. And you're not compiling. What don't you like? Or I don't know why it didn't get added in my thing. And so here we can also probably put in a default, and this can just be unreachable as well. And so there was a case up here. Yeah, so I feel like if it's a block or if it's a I'm just doing an if else because I know that it's just a boolean. It's going to be a block or a sprite. But the thing is, it could be any number in the back of things, and if it is something that isn't a block or sprite, then it is potentially noteworthy for a development project like this. And so what I can do is actually go back to using uh, this, and if it is a block, we do that, and then we break out that. And if it is a sprite, we do all of the golly this. I should have done that a bit differently. So then here we would do a break, and then this was our switch. So I think that needs to be there. Is that quite right? Um, yeah, it just looks kind of far out. So I think that's all good now. And so now it will show me that there's a sprite, and we have an object block or sprite. And I think the these can also be that. And so maybe we'll search with that. So it'll just say, well, in fact, like everything's kind of got a lowercase to start. So maybe I'll do that. But I don't know, maybe it's nice seeing the names of people capitalized. So I kind of want to do uh something like this. And so when we're doing the help, we should probably also say that we um have an extra key. Well, actually, no, we have an extra key if we're doing tile edits. And when we are doing tile edits, we can probably at this point. So I think I just want to do that and then print it. So I do kind of want to do that and then find that one and change this to be O. And this can be create edit object, and we can check that that all kind of shows up. Create edit object. So we have lost this information, which is kind of odd. So I guess I want all of that and do that. And I guess like TCC was happy with it, but I don't know, it's still like being like, then we no, I just want this. And it's gonna be that that's why we're handicapping that. I feel like I feel like this should get rectified. Um, so what's going to happen there is I'm going to do that twice, and this is no, because I want the whole thing to be that length. It can just be how it is. Cool. So we are editing an object. Golly, what do we do when we edit an object? So I guess if we edit object, we potentially want to show what type it is, and like have a way to kind of edit it, like have like a drop down or something, or um, yeah. We do have some more letters, so I could like not bring up a modal, but it is kind of nice having that modal. But then it's going down there, so it could be like one key does a thing. So rather than press O to edit, we can have. So we still use HJKL, which I think we will always need. Um, I mean, I just find it nicer to then take my hand off the keyboard to like go over to the cursor. The cursor still works, but yeah. So I guess O can create an object. And when you create an object, it might just create it as like the a default thing. The default is kind of not great because I think it defaults to a block and a block of width 0, 0, which then kind of spares it out in the game. I think that was what happened, but yeah. So I think I won't actually have that, and we can get rid of that help line. So um, that's yeah, it's kind of annoying because I kind of want to say, well, there's like an array of things I want to do, but yeah, I kind of need to shift that down. Right. So, well, in fact, I'm gonna have a bunch of things. I don't really want too many lines, though. There is a minimum uh, height, so I can actually go a few more and still kind of be comfortable. So, what are these object keys that I kind of want? So, I guess we could edit the sprite or whatever the thing is. And I think I can already kind of just change the numbers. What was Yeah, so I can just already kind of create those things, and yeah, we can already do that. So now it's a mummy, now it's a blue man, wolf. And so I could do something like O3, and that's Mysteria, and O4 is Mary Jane. So I can actually kind of edit uh, that already. And it's just whatever is the most seen thing. So I think here, if I go O3, it will just change that block tile, which is annoying because it shows that on top, which is interesting. I kind of get it. We loop through 0 to the end to find the thing, but then we're looping through from 0 to the end to like draw the thing. So we'll find the closest thing. So what we could do is when we get underneath, we can just not break, and like it can be the last thing. So I think if I do this, it will change from a 6F to an O4, and it'll change to green. Didn't change to green. So I guess the sprite true was used for printing, so probably just needed that. No. Um oh yeah, let's just change the color. See now that nah, so what I think I really need to do is instead of looping from 0 to num objects, I need to loop from num objects -1. Um, and do it that way. Though, because we're a size T, it's kind of annoying. So what we can actually do is just room.num objects -I -1, and they'll just kind of get the last one anyway. And so they'll get it for objects. This should hopefully turn it's just turn to green for everything. So that's kind of interesting. Uh, yeah. Um, just need to do a little bit of housekeeping. Um, Golly, is that all? That gives me something. I was running low uh on disk space. Too many videos. Um, cool. So why is this getting the color wrong? And yeah, it's like almost the wrong color. So So I guess here we also need to do that little trick that it's going to be room. So this was just I before, and what I'm going to do is change just the I to be room.num object plus I plus I minus 1, and wrap that all up in brackets. And then next time I use just the I, um, my regex is like failing me. Next time we use just the I, like in here, we can go to that I and we can just do that. So where do we do it? We can get rid of this maybe. We do it here. So find that I and here we could just do that same thing. One of the powers of them is doing that, and that I've already done it. And then here we can just do that same thing. And so now it will still break the loop, but it will get that. And here, yeah, that's kind of interesting that we, if we're like in the midst of a bite that we're editing, um, well, that's no bueno. What we can do is just stick with what we have and do the display somehow different. I don't know, it is what it is. I wonder what would happen if I kind of override the, yeah, I don't know, kind of annoying. Yeah, I suppose that's because we have this. So I guess this needs to be obj I. Uh, so after um, this, um, we can have size t obj I equals I, and then after this, we have switch I equals that. And after this one, sorry, I'll open up a new thing. Cool. So if we did all of that, we can actually kind of take the printing side of things out of that equation, because now all these I's should be referencing whatever I they are. So here we can replace imod with obj imod, and do that. And here we can replace imod with switch imod. And here we can do the same, but shift imod. And then here we can say this is a these two are going to be obj I1, and this is going to be switch, and this is going to be shift, and that's going to be that. And I think that's a probably better way to do it. And so I guess with this initial print, we can actually just do sprite. Is that what I wanted? If sprite, and replace the and cool. So that does that. Didn't really well, no, see, and like, what do we I don't know. I think that one is, it needs kind of rethinking, because like at this point here we're kind of displaying it, but we really want this to be like the last index it finds. But then when we're editing by it, we want this to be the first index it finds. Or is this when we do room.num object minus one, and then room.num switches plus I minus one, and then that's going to be that. And this is going to be switch chunks dot length plus C. And at this point here, do something like that, and then the object I is going to be room dot num objects plus I minus one. I think that is, I'm going to get through this in if behind an interesting, there was the switch. I don't know. I think I'm trying to solve the wrong problem. What is this actually compiling? Yeah, so this isn't. So chip I, we never set. So after this one, we probably want to do chip I. And is this where we probably also want to. No, chit I is what we want. Nah, that's not what we want. Right. So, well, it's got that error going. So where is it failing? I think we can just kind of do that, and it'll tell me that source is more recent than the executable. All right. Redeclaration. This is chip I, and so the prints would have been on the I of it because we want it to be associated with that. Um, cool. That's compiling. So if we run that again, we get a segfault, and so same place, layout source. So 956. So if we have chunk style length is greater than 0, or the first thing what is wrong with do something like that. So switch has they're not. Oh no, it chunks dot data. Yeah, so that memory address does look kind of sus. So how did we get to this point? Obj I, we have an obj I of 3, which doesn't really make sense. Well, I guess it's just run over the end. Um, so room dot switches, we do have a thing, and what is our I currently is 1. So room dot num switches is 6. That does kind of make sense. So this switch should be like a bunch of switches past the start of it. So before we were just doing plus I, like on this line here, and yeah, now we're doing num switches plus I minus 1, which should get to the same max, and it's like not even the max. It's not even the same max. But yeah, we could look at whatever room dot switch switches is. So if we did something like that, so that gives us a difference of 6. That doesn't seem right. So we would get num switches, then we would add on I. Oh no, we want that minus in like all of these cases. Yeah, so -1 there. And so here it would be -1. So maybe if we search for like plus I, um, do we just search for plus I? Cool. We just do that. So that one there is somewhere else. Here we want it. Here we want it. So here, what's happening here? It's when we're doing a move, and like potentially we should be doing the same thing. Like if we're going to print in that order, cool. So it does things again. Yeah. So yeah. Now I've got like the problem that it will be moving things that it doesn't do. I think my problem is that it is a little bit of a flicker. Yeah, there's potentially more stuff that I want to display, but I think if I kind of get back to the point at hand, so what is the thing that I, yeah, but like here, like if I'm operating on it, it will operate on that. So I want to know why. Um, well, I guess like all of these loops that kind of get that plus I. So like from the top, we would probably want it to happen in here and move. That happens a few times in move. Then here we have stretch. That happens a few times in there. And what's this? This is still in stretch. We can't. Where did it even take me? So that's stretched to, I believe, shrink. Right. So anyhow, cool. This needs to be plus num objects plus I -1, and we can search for that, not that one, but this one, not that one, this one, not that one. That's something else. Probably want to do it here. So I'm just going to do it everywhere that we. Oh yeah, not there, not there. Um, cool. And then here I can do the same thing. Switches plus I minus one. So now I'll take that last switch. So we don't want it there. We do want it there. Don't want it there. Do want it there. That's a different place. We have there. Cool. So that all looks sane except for this. So this would be num, which is I've done that. So I mean, it's all kind of in the search. So we should have all the things that kind of add two switches looking the same. So all the things adding to object. Also, looks the same level of sameness, I guess, except for these plus i's need to be minus i's, not there, but there and there and there and there and there. So this should just be that one, and that doesn't compile. Cool. Extra pointer expected. Do we need to that? Can we make with maybe GCC? Tell us a bit more, maybe. We just need that. What if we do that again? We don't use that. That's all right. But so that's just we don't use that. That's fine. Let's change the color up somewhat. And yeah, I do have a little something there, and I'm editing that. But yeah, the color is something to be. So if we did something like that, it was a few colors have changed. So blue switches and well, I guess now it's just going backwards for all of them. But I think I am happy with it because now that's not displaying. I don't know. I think I need a kind of rethink on how I'm displaying things, and yeah, and I wanted to. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of change things, but I guess like I already have the ability of changing the objects. just by editing them. But I guess like a hard edit of the width and height could be good. Like maybe you could like load from a file, because like there are kind of pictures of the heli, and that's what the helicopter looks like, and it could be cool if we just load even the whole room tile, or just sprite tile. That could be cool. Could be cool. Anyhow, am I happy with these new colors? Because I guess they're now different from what was being displayed in the other one. And I kind of wonder, um, that's just all the that I kind of wonder if we go away from all of this and just make it something like that. And I think that won't do it because we don't have itch eye. And so at the end of this weekend, make that high. And so, yeah, now it's just, it's showing the color of what we're going to edit, but it just shows other things throughout it. So I guess that would be in redraw. We probably go through each of the So we go through all the tiles, and then if we are looking at objects, and so this is looking at two different types of objects. So I guess if we hit one that, like if we've already printed on where we are, I think we should bail. Like maybe at this point. No, this is looping through all of the objects. So when we find an object, so this is where it's overlapping because we have already kind of. The problem is we like print straight to the screen and not to like handy buffer, because if we printed to buffer, then it would be more obvious whether there is an overlap. Um, but at this stage, we've kind of already printed. Um, like each time we print it, we'll print this block, and then when we get to printing the sprite, which is the different XY, it doesn't know whether there was something earlier that was in that same XY, if that kind of makes sense. And like the way to go about doing that, I guess, is just having another array. But then that's like kind of pointless because we'll be having a like buffer, but not actually using it for the printing. Um, but yeah, the array would have other things in it. Well, I guess like we could just have a buffer of things that are dirty. Um, which like potentially it could just be hard coded. Like, what are these numbers there? No, I don't want that. I want min. No, it will just be min width. So I just want it to be height tiles and 2 times width of tiles. So it's like not an insane amount of uh thing. So it's well, it's 2 times 32 plus 23 something like that. So it's 87 byte. I think I can spare that. So in here we can just have I don't know, we can just call it that. The thing is, because I'm using bool, this isn't actually using like the bytes. So I guess if I wanted to be a bit more space conscious, I would actually ensure it is bytes. And like all I want is just a bit out of all the bytes. And yeah, I could do some fancy bit flipping to basically see if this is dirty. And I think I will kind of do that. So I think I want to have this the min height times the min width. But that all divided by 8. Divided by 8, but then if that doesn't divide 8 cleanly, which it potentially doesn't, I potentially might just have it like this. And we can zero initialize. It's 8 times the space, so I'm using it, but I mean, it's a pretty tiny amount of space. So if we are doing this, I think I want to no, I want to have this dirty here. So if we do this, I kind of want to is this like just printing just every tile? Yeah, cool. So I can probably just go dirty. And like we can probably go we have y, we have a y, and this can be the min width, and we can add on, and we can just say it is dirty, dirty business. Even if it is blank, I think still show that it's dirty, and that way it won't show things behind it. And so I wonder if, yeah, I don't know. So here we just have object y, and weirdly it's +1. Weirdly it's +1. It's a little chilly. Cool. And then here we can go object and do this. But I think if we are already dirty, if dirty y times min so if it is already dirty, we can just continue out of this loop. Otherwise, we set it. And down here, when we are saying we're dirty, if we yank that and then paste that there. So if we're already dirty, there we can't really continue. Can we continue? We can continue. But here we'll just continue each block. So it might be the case that there is something underneath it, in which case you kind of need to have a way to kind of um, modify the Z order. Right, so if this is the case, I just realized this. Where do we do all the switches? Right, we do the switches here. So the switches we kind of already know, but then if we have a switch, it's I mean, at this point here, we can almost just set the tile to be whatever the thing is. So, where are we doing it? We're just printing it right there. Because that one meant I think I'm worrying too much about formatting, but it makes me wonder whether this should be kind of organized in a different way. That segfault again? No. Will it segfault if I don't go over places? Nah, probably just segfault because I added a bunch of static like this array didn't exist before in the previously loaded dynamic object, because that's how I do the reloading. Is it's just a dynamic object. If it can compile, it will reload and just do a magic. So this here, if we have switch, we are like just setting the color there, but we haven't set a tile. I know. So if we have a tile, yeah, I think this will work. So even if it is 0, 0, it will work, and that's kind of like the case here. We have 0, 0, which is the background, but then there's this 0, 0, which is a switch, so we want it to be highlighted. So I think here we can probably go dirty. Golly, what is it? We have it here. So this would be OY plus 1 times width plus X, because that's just the X of the tile, but we've done that. So I think I don't need to do the plus 1. So that's kind of just shown that, and that makes more sense. So we can do something like this. And I think I just want to set it to 1. It's a 30. And that way I can refactor out later and not. So I think at this point here, I kind of want to say don't do this part. So I think I want to yank to that and do that. If dirty already equal not equal to 1. So if it not equal to 1, we do a thing. We always want to kind of close off the color because we kind of open up color tag there. That's all right. So that's that. And so, like, we just don't even need to care about dirty and all of this. That's perfect. And then down here, that's just opening a color. But then here we're doing that dirty and the same formula. So we do a thing, and if it is already dirty, then we continue so we don't override it. Perfect. Then if it's dirty, we do a continue, which continues this object, so it gets the next one, whereas this continue just continues the block. Kind of makes sense. Cool. What happens if I do that? It's done the thing. It's definitely done a thing. I mean, I guess it's like kind of where I kind of want to copy the original back just to see kind of what it looks like. It's got other stuff and different numbers and whatnot. So did that change anything? No. What about this changed anything? No. So if we do all of that, we get rid of that. Oh goodness, is it? Nah, that works there. So if we had a dirty, that was all right. If we were randomly setting to it, that's all right. So this way sprites won't double up. And this is compiling still. So maybe we'll do that as well. What about this? So it doesn't like this. Huh. Huh. Just need to restart there, I think. What direction am I going? I want to do something like that. Cool. So there was also this is doing that wrong. So if we want to do that, that's the right calculation. Here we're not doing anything of the sort, but we can potentially And this also doesn't really have any double up, so maybe we will. Oh, where did it end up? I think I kind of want help equal true to not be the case, and that way we can um, do that. And right, so it's already set. Let's break out the editor. Layouts. Awesome. Back. Golly, where have we ended up? Right, so still a lot of playing around with that line. If we did, I kind of just want to get it to a point it's something like that. And this is not compiling because we needed to do this. And is this what it kind of complained about? Um, uh, well, if that's the case, what if we just get rid of that? And so why does it not like this? We probably need the two times objects. So we're going to two times. And this is already looping over. Um, I think I don't mind the two times. Seek for just that. Could be a problem kind of later on. Well, in fact, I can I would do this, and I think we need to restart the editor to do it. But yeah, if we no, see, we just end up in a weird place. I think I need to. It's like only if that happens, but there is a dirty chick down here. Dirty happens there. Dirty happens just in these two places. So I guess it's just not um, min height times min width, and so uh, the row we're on, the y, we want to times that many of the width, and then we want to add on just the x that we have, and that kind of sits in. But I just don't understand why uh, this kind of breaks. So if we are here, it is fine. If we are here, it won't compile. If we go to this, sorry, there's a thing there. So if I do this, let's see. Um, y times b b come on. Min with times object is less than min with times min height. That way we'll get an assertion fail if anything happens. So here we can probably just get the x and the y by itself. So we can compile. We still get a set fault, but I wonder if we could do like CC and we do that. So it won't let me do that. What if we just do that and that ready and do some of that. Is that what we do? No, I think we do that. Oh, come on, please. And do that sort of thing. And then give me GCC. Right, so switch underneath we don't use. It's interesting because we almost use it. Switch underneath, and I think here I want debug switches and maybe just do that sort of. Cool. So if we're all like that and we can build with GCC, we might get some ASAN messages. So yeah, we get it. I don't know, just sig file. Didn't really help. Can't see anything. So we run that layout source. We and like we don't even get like an assertion fail. And I guess this can be a size of and this can be dirty. So that and sure. So that. Cool. So that does an assertion fail. I mean, it's weird that it is. So we get that in frame 7. So if we look at this thing, have a look see, we can see range X and 15. And so min height, I think it still won't name me. So min width is 2 times width times yeah, it's kind of annoying that so pretty much what this is telling me is it wrote outside of usable memory in the block. Um, so, well, it was about to. So what we can do is we can do a printf, maybe do that that sort of thing, and we can just print out some diagnostics before we split the dummy. Um, and you can do that sort of thing. And we can potentially do just that. Um, and maybe also that. So it should print out 5 lines and just so it should fail. And so if we run that, we get 5 lines. One starts up there, it's 8, 15, 64, 9, 6, 8. And in fact, we could potentially preempt the fact that this is about to fail and maybe 033, and we can maybe might do something like that. Sure, that, and it prints out as something. But yeah, now it's just 5 lines all there. So what do we have? 15, and this min width is 64. So this ends up being 968. And the size of is just 86. Because the min width times min height. I wonder. That. And like maybe this could be able to do that sort of thing. I don't know. Um, so why is dirty only 86 bytes? If we ask it to be that much. Min height, min width, min. I think there's an overflow somewhere in the height times width. You would think it would be the same, but it's not. And we can potentially show that a bit better. So if we do this, we should get x, y, then width, and then these two numbers should be the same, but they are not. And yeah, it's kind of interesting that they're not. So min width was 2 times width tiles, and it's kind of. I wonder if I have to do something like that. Would that kind of fix it? No, it's still the same thing. This is probably what is needed because I'm timesing the two together. Cool. So now if we go back to where we do all this, we can probably go back to doing that. Haha. Um, what we want to do is continue checking if things are dirty, I guess. So we do it there, and yeah, I think uh, that's just getting the same information as it was up above, and then it's printing out whatever. Cool. So if we go over here, that looks good. That looks good. If we move that, it's missing, but we can't see it. If we scroll it back, it's all good. If we get this, it disappears and it gets covered up. Um, and if things were the other way around, like these two, one disappeared, but so like theoretically you could kind of stack everything on, but certain things take precedence. Ooh. What I kind of want to do is see what this madness looks like. Because yeah, it's got like an R2D2 and it's got like a little passageway. Yeah, we can't actually get in there, but we can. I don't like. Ah, we can't actually get up easily. We can because it's not slippery there. I thought it was slippery there. Oh no, it's slippery where the helicopter is. But yeah, can still go on and beat the game. Um, cool. So what have we done? We now show what the object is and what damage is, and if we go there, that kind of shows up the right thing. And like, I wonder if having a key to kind of bring to front or send to back would be worthwhile. Some ideas, lots of ideas, but I guess what we could do is have a look at some switches, maybe probably next time, because this has taken a bit of time. But I'm just getting back into it. But yeah, what I thought I might do is what we can do is ooh, we can get out my fast car. We can, I don't know, add all the stuff that I have kind of going on here. I don't remember doing that first bit, but that's all right. Shrink, not sure if it works, but we can add it in. And we have like a key for it. Cool. We change those because that's what it should have been. We can do things like that. Uh, do so the +5 is not right. So we look at the help screen. Yeah. So if we look at that and plus equal 5, 5 that thing, it should just be 4. And maybe add a space, and then it doesn't kind of take up too much space. Cool. What else haven't I kind of added? So I think that's it. So what we can do is add object display. And yeah, what I was thinking was what is the best to do? Yeah, I think this old one, and there's a GitHub, I think it is, and what we can do is repos, and what we can do is Spidey uh, editor. We can just call that and uh, building out an editor for the amazing Spider-Man DOS game, and we'll make this public. Doesn't have much going on with it at the moment, but I will probably add more to it. For now, I need to not do that one and do that one and click that button that was a little hidden from me. And then we can just do that. And yeah, so people have been saying that this could be kind of a cool project to follow along with and see. So here it is. It's got a bunch of stuff, like some of the stuff potentially shouldn't be in here. I'll just have a little thing like this bad decoded. Yeah, I don't know. But any bad stuff? Oh, but I think this is probably all right to kind of just pump out. I have a script that kind of does auto backups in a sort of way, and yeah, I don't know. So we have mine, and I don't remember where the mine is. I think that's just I have a GitLab. Yeah, I have a GitLab. So but we can also have Origin, and I can't remember what the auto updates will push to. I think it's just my thing, but yeah. I thought this could be kind of cool if people are interested. Feel free to do a thing like have a play, um, and yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. If people make some cool maps, share them. If that is legit to do, but no, I think it is somewhat legit to do for old game, but yeah, it's hard to know. But yeah, no, if you do end up using this tool, let me know. There's not much help, but if you run just the command, it will show what subcommands there is. Mainly, you'll probably just want to either use the patch command for very raw basic editing, or the editor delete might be also useful. Yeah, and like maybe there will be something that happens when you push X or something. But yeah, thought that could be kind of cool. It's up there now. Let me know what you think, and till next time, I'll see you. Bye.